Hello, dear students. I am Dr. Mahesh Naik, Assistant Professor of English. In this video or in this class, we are going to discuss a poem written by Robert Frost, and the title of the poem is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. These are the three different images of the poet Robert Frost at different ages. His lifetime is 1874 to 1963, a long life indeed. Dear students, you might have read many poems on different themes, themes like on patriotism, on humanity, on friendship, on love, on poverty, etc. Okay, in your previous classes or previous semesters. And those poets were from different countries. Okay, dear students. Let us have a look at the objectives of this class. Dear students, the first objective of this class is to make you know about the poet here, Robert Frost. The second objective is to make you comprehend the poem after recitation. Okay, that means after listening to the poem, not looking at the text, you will pick up some key points from the poem, and you will have a fair idea about the poem. To make you understand the theme of duty and commitment. Okay, this is actually the one of the major themes of this poem, duty and commitment. To enable you to analyze or interpret the poem. These are the four objectives of this class. Let us look at some of the details of the poet. Robert Frost is a well-known 20th century American poet. 20th century American poet. He was born in San Francisco on 26 March 1874, and he loved country life. That means village life. Okay, so the life in nature, we can say. His popular poetical works, these are the collection of poems, okay. A Boy's Will, North of Boston, Mountain Interval, Running Brook, A Winter's Tree, A Mosque of Mercy, New Hampshire. These are some of the major poetical works. He got Pulitzer Prize, okay, Pulitzer Prize for four times, and the years are here: 1924, 31, 37, and 43. Okay, such a great poet he was. He died on 9 January 1963. That means he lived 89 years. Then what is the poem about, or some of the introductory details about the poem? Dear students, this poem was written in 1922 and published 1 year after, okay, in 1923, in the collection called New Hampshire. So New Hampshire is the title of the collection of poems in which this poem was published. Then the key aspects of this poem. Okay, so this poem depicts okay sentiment, of course, about nature or duty and commitment. Okay, the significance of duty and commitment. We are going to see this theme in this poem. Besides, it presents the beauty of a snowy evening, of okay, a winter evening, a winter snowy evening. This poem narrates the experience of the poet on a journey. Okay, the poet or the speaker is on a journey. His experience, particularly at a place, is narrated here. We can also see these sub themes or other themes, we can say nature versus society, or personal desire versus social obligations. Right, dear students, this poem, okay, is one of Nehru's favorite poems. Indeed, it is said that, okay, especially he kept the last stanza of this poem on his table, and he used it to look regularly at that last stanza. It is said like that. Yeah, indeed, quite impressive and influential poem, dear students. Right, before going to the poem or analysis of the poem, dear students, let me read the poem for you. Okay, because after recitation, let us see how much you understand. That means ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಈ ಪೊಯಮನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಓದ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಓದಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ನಂತರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೈಲ್ ಲಿಸ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ದ ಪೊಯಮ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. Stopping by the woods on a snowy evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So that is the poem of four stanzas, or okay, 16 lines, my dear students. Right, as just you listened, this poem is narrated in the first person. Here, the poet or the speaker or the traveler says, I. Okay. The poet, it seems, okay, he is traveling to some place on a horse, ಕುದುರೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪೊಯೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಯಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So on the way of his journey, okay, on the way of his journey, he comes across some woods, some forest, okay, some forest, some woods. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ನಡುವೆ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಥಳ ಎಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಓಕೆ, woods means here we can take as forests. Right. So how is that forest? And of course, he pauses there. Okay, he pauses there. He stops for a while his journey. ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. He thinks that he knows to whom these woods belong. Okay, he fairly guesses. Okay, he knows the land owner of this place, owner of this place. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜಾಗದ ಒಡೆಯ ಅಥವಾ ಯಜಮಾನ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. Even though the house of the owner is in the village, okay, so the house of the owner is in the village, that village is away from this particular place or woods. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಏನು ಪೊಯೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರು, ಆ ಜಾಗದಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅದರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓನರ್ನ ವಿಲೇಜ್, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓನರ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ದ ಹೌಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓನರ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ these woods or this forest where the poet has paused his journey. Right, the owner will not see the speaker stopping here and watching his snow-filled woods. So here the poet, the speaker thinks, right, the landowner's physical absence here, okay, maybe a kind of a boon for the poet because he can stand there and watch the place, okay, at the length of time which he desires. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾರು ಸಹ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನೋಬಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ನೋ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್ woods because the owner is not there. Right, lines 5 to 8. Okay, fine. There is no farmhouse nearby. There is no farmhouse nearby. That means this place, okay, the poet looks at its surroundings, ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. Just there are trees and of course there is a lake, but he doesn't see any farmhouse nearby. ಯಾವುದೇ ಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, anyhow he has stopped there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನು ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, we know that the poet is traveling on a horse. Now, the horse of the poet thinks it queer. Queer means strange, odd. ಆ ಕುದುರೆ ತಾನು ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಿಂತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಕುದುರೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ದಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ queer to stop there. It's strange on the part of the poet. Okay, I mean its rider. ಯಾಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಸವಾರ ಅಥವಾ ತನ್ನ ಯಜಮಾನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾಕೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಿಲ್ಲೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, it also, okay, according to the poet's point of view, it seems the horse might have also observed the surroundings and it also doesn't find any house there, okay, nearby. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮನೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸೋದಕ್ಕೋ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. But here there is no house. If there is any house, the horse might have felt that, okay, might have felt that maybe its rider has stopped there to see somebody in that house, but there is no sign of any houses. That is why the horse thinks it is strange. Okay, why my master has stopped here ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Yeah, there lie the woods and frozen lake. Just what they can see, one side there is a frozen lake, another side the woods. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮರಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಆ ಮರಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಫ್ರೋಸನ್ ಲೇಕ್. ಲೇಕ್, ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೊಳ ಅಥವಾ ಸರೋವರದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫ್ರೋಸನ್. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರೋಸನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿಂಟರ್. ವಿಂಟರ್, ಚಳಿಗಾಲ, ಆ ನೀರೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ಹೆಪ್ಪುಗಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದು ಹೆಪ್ಪುಗಟ್ಟಿದ ಲೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹೆಪ್ಪುಗಟ್ಟಿದ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸರೋವರವಾಗಿದೆ. And that too, it is the darkest evening of the year. The darkest evening of the year. Okay, it is evening, not at night, but even though at evening the forest or that place looks dark because snowfall is there, hima ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮಂಜು ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, and the sun rays cannot penetrate them and reach the ground of that place. ನೆಲಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಸನ್ ರೇಸ್ ಬೀಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕತ್ತಲಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಆದರೂ ಸಹ, ಸಂಜೆ ಆದರೂ ಸಹ ಜಾಗ ಕತ್ತಲೆ ತರ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Right, the third stanza we can say are lines 9 to 12. The horse gives his harness bell a shake to ask if there is some mistake. Okay, it seems the horse observes the surroundings. We know that we knew in the last stanza there is no farmhouse, so it shakes his head. It shakes his head, and his harness bell they make a sound. Okay, harness means okay, the straps tied to a horse's neck. ಕುದುರೆಯ ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ತರ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗಂಟೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So it makes it sound just to indicate that, just to indicate or just to ask his master whether there is any mistake. ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಏನಾದರೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, is there any problem, okay, because of stopping there, okay, or why the master has stopped, is there any problem ಅಂತ that horse thinks. And of course, there is a complete silence. No sound is there. One sound is the bell of the horse. Okay, harness bell of the horse. ಆ ಕುದುರೆಯ ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗಂಟೆಯ ಶಬ್ದ ಅದು ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಿಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೌನಿ ಫ್ಲೇಕ್. Except these two sounds, the sound of the harness bell and the sound of the wind, okay, and downy flake, there is no sound, complete silence. Just imagine, okay, a dark, a deep silence. Some two sounds, okay, one is sound of nature, another is sound of this animal. Fine. So wind and downy flake. Okay, the wind. Okay, it is smoothly blowing. Okay, ತುಂಬಾ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಬ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಶಬ್ದ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. And downy flake, just like a feather. Feather. Downy flake means feather-like. 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 Okay, so flake here means the pieces of snow. Okay, ಹಿಮದ ಒಂದು ಪೀಸ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ತೆಳು ಪದರ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಪೀಸಸ್ ಬೀಳ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನಿ ಫ್ಲೇಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ snowfall is there, and that snowfall, okay, pieces of this snow, they make a soft sound along with the wind. So this is the description of that evening. Right, we have reached the last stanza. Okay, so the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Look at this. Okay, the woods, the forest, that place. Okay, it is lovely. It is alluring. It is attracting. It is charming. It is dark. Okay, and deep. It is dark and deep. That means a kind of winter beauty is there. A kind of winter beauty is there. This it is lovely, dark, deep. It has a frozen lake. The forest is there. Okay, all these attractive or alluring features of that place make the poet pause there, stop there, enjoy the beauty for some time. Okay, savor the beauty of that place for some time. That is why he has stopped there. ಆ ಜಾಗದ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳದ ಏನು ಆಕರ್ಷಣೀಯ ಒಂದು ನೋಟ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪಯಣಿಗನಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Right, but the poet or the speaker has promises to keep. Look at this. So, right, the place is very alluring, very attractive. Anybody can be attracted to stop there and to enjoy the beauty of that place, the charm of that place. But here the poet is saying, I have promises to keep. Look at this. What are these promises? Promises, responsibilities, obligations. ಅಂದರೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನು ನೆರವೇರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳು, ಧ್ಯೇಯಗಳು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ, there is miles of distance for him to travel and finish his journey before he sleeps. Okay, so that means before he's asleep. Here sleep means, okay, we can take the last sleep or the ultimate sleep or the last rest. That means death. That means before his death he has to fulfill many obligations. He has to complete many responsibilities. So he cannot stay there. He cannot be held back for a long time because it may be late for him to fulfill those obligations. Okay, so that is why he wants to resume his journey from that place. ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕಾಲ ನಿಲ್ಲೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ರೈಟ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ವುಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲವ್ಲಿ, ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೀಪ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಸ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್. Okay, look at this, but the word but. Fine. So here, this is nature. Okay, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, nature. But I have promises to keep. Okay, promises to keep. It is a society. Society. Andre, ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಸಾಲು ಈ ಲೈನು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಸ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಸಮಾಜದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ versus society. Here the poet wants to enjoy the nature, spend some time in the nature, or I mean with the nature, but the society is pulling him towards it, because he has many obligations to fulfill in the society. Maybe as a father, maybe as a son, maybe as a brother, or maybe as some, okay, with related to some, his profession. Okay, he has so many duties. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅಣ್ಣನಾಗಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ತಂದೆಯಾಗಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಗನಾಗಿ, ಅಥವಾ ತಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ, ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅವನು ನೆರವೇರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನು ಸಮಯವನ್ನ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಸಮಾಜ ಅವನನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ we can see nature versus society. At the same time, dear students, okay, uh, personal obligation, personal desire and social obligations, we can say personal desire. Okay, it is the poet's personal desire to stop there and stay there for a while and enjoy the beauty. But personal desire versus social obligations. Okay, he has many obligations which make him to move away from that place. Fine, let us conclude the poem. Let us see how can we conclude it. Right, dear students, the poet or the speaker cannot stay there in the woods enjoying the beauty, right? Because just I said, he has many other responsibilities to fulfill. Okay, he has to give his time to other duties and commitment. ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಿಗೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಆ, ಬದ್ಧತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ತಾನು ಸಮಯವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅವನು ಹೊರಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. He has so many commitments in life to finish before his last sleep, death. Yes, he has so many commitments, dear students. Just I said, maybe as a son, or maybe as a father, or maybe as a brother, okay, or maybe as a person doing some profession. Man should not get lost in worldly attractions or distraction. Yes, the poem conveys a message. Man should not get lost in worldly attractions. Yeah, of course, whether it is nature or whether some other attractions or distractions in this world. ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಸೆಳಿತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಡೈವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅಂಶಗಳು ಬರಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆಗಳ ಕಡೆಗೆ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, he should be aware of his responsibilities. Okay, one should be aware of one's responsibilities, one's commitments, one's promises, one's duties, right? Excuse me, students. Right, while telling about the poem, I said that it was one of the favorite poems of our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Of course, dear students, this poem is an inspiration for many leaders. Here we have one more example. At the funeral of former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau on October 3, 2000, his eldest son Justin rephrased the last stanza, especially the last two lines of the poem in his eulogy. Eulogy means a formal speech about a deceased person made at the funeral. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂತ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಣ ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಯೋಲಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಸೆಡ್, okay, he rephrased the last two lines. The woods are, yeah, entire stanza, the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Okay, the same line. The next line, okay, it is rephrased. He has kept his promises and earned his sleep. Look at this, how this has been changed. He has kept his promises and earned his sleep. That means this poem is such an influential poem to many leaders, dear students. Fine, then what did you learn from this class or poem, dear students? You know now about the poet Robert Frost. Okay, Robert Frost ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗ. You have understood the theme of duty and commitment, the theme of duty and commitment, and even the theme of nature versus society. Yeah, you comprehend the poem after recitation. You comprehend the poem after recitation, right? And you are able to analyze or interpret the poem, right? Okay, dear students, let us see how much have you understood this poem and the poet. Question number one, multiple choice question. Robert Frost was one of the most popular dash poet. Option A, American poet. Option B, African poet. Option C, Canadian poet. Option D, none of the above. Always think about the right answer. Okay, the answer, dear students. Fine. Here you have the answer. Yes, American poet, 20th century American poet. Good. Question number two. It is here for you. Robert Frost loved city life, country life, only A, that means only city life, only B, only country life, both A and B. Yes, don't get confused. It is said in the explanation. Good, let us see. The answer is only B. That means country life. He loved country life. Fine, here we have third question. Which line appear after this line in the poem? He gives his harness bell a shake. A. The only other sounds the sweep. To stop without a farmhouse near. He will not see me stopping here to ask if there is some mistake. Right? Think. Good. And take the answer. Yes. D. To ask if there is some mistake. Right. Question number four. Find a synonym of queer. Option A, strong. Option B, silence. Option C, slow. Option D, strange. Yes, synonym, queer, thing, and see the answer. Yes, strange, strange. Yeah, fifth and the last question. The main theme of the poem is A, enjoyment of nature. B, celebration of leisure. C, duty and commitment. All the above. All the above. Yeah, just a tricky question, but a main theme. Okay, the main theme. Right. C, duty and commitment. Right, dear students. Okay, so to prepare this class, the textbook literally landmarks, Board of Editors, Davangere University, and these two links have been used. Okay, dear students, thank you for watching and listening to this class. Okay, have a pleasant time. Right, then let me conclude the uh, class. Right, once again, have a pleasant time. Now, let us finish this class. Good. Right, and